The story takes place in the Aichi Coexistence Academy, a place that's far different from any normal school. In this academy, the girls are in charge and they carry dangerous weapons. The boys, on the other hand, are relegated to help and second-rate citizens. We're introduced to Rin Onagawara, the leader of a special organization at the academy called the Supreme Five Swords. Rin is a lethal warrior who's a master of her sword, and she wears a special Oni mask because of her childhood trauma. She holds a meeting where all the elite girls of the school gather to go over their rulebook and what their plans for the new transfer student are. One of the Supreme Five members, called Amou, warns the girls that this transfer student is dangerous. Meanwhile, the new student arrives at the academy. His name is Fudo Nomura. He got kicked out of his previous school and is totally unaware of any of the Aichi Academy history and thinks he's just joining a normal school. We see that in his previous school, Nomura got into a giant fight with over 40 students and beat up almost every single one. He's a great fighter with special gloves that protect him from knife attacks. Nomura is also such a skilled fighter that he has a special move called Spirit Bullet. Nomura meets a boy named Masuko, who's dressed like a girl. Masuko explains that all the boys in the school need to dress like this so that the girls don't bother them. At first, Nomura just wants to fit in at his new school and finds this ridiculous, but is shocked to find that all the girls are armed. As soon as he walks into the school, 5 girls with weapons surround him. Nomura is then introduced to Rin, who sees him as just another pathetic man. Saki, one of the 5 swords, explains the rules to Nomura and then gives him an ultimatum. Either he follows the rules or he'll be forced to leave the school. Nomura rejects the terms and Rin threatens that she'll force him to leave. Nomura tries to run away from the girls, even jumping out of a window to escape them. Rin is too fast and easily catches up to him. She tells him that he can only leave the school grounds if all 5 swords allow it. She then slashes his tires with her sword as a threat. Nomura doesn't take lightly to threats, so the two start fighting. The rest of the students watch to see what will happen. Rin is swift with her sword, and Nomura has a hard time keeping up. The two fight for a while before Nomura uses his special move to pin Rin to the ground. Suddenly, Mozunono Rins, a freshman and second-in-command, joins the battle and kicks Nomura in the head. This causes him to accidentally kiss Rin, which makes her furious. Rin gets up and tells Nomura that she won't stop until she castrates him. Nomura doesn't take her seriously and runs away. Afterward, we see that Mozunono is shocked that Rin managed to get beat in a fight. We also see other members of the 5 swords, Mary Kikukujo and Choka. It seems that not everybody gets along in the group, as Mozunono and Choka have an argument. Nomura is investigating how he can leave the school grounds, and Masuko basically explains that he needs an exit permit and he can only get that if each member of the 5 swords gives him their stamp. The main member that needs to give him permission is Ren. Masuko also reveals that a smuggler from the outside brings the boys supplies. The next day at school, Nomura brags with cakes that the smuggler got him. This gets him in trouble with a couple of girls, but he manages to escape. Then we see flashbacks of a girl with her mother. The mother has a scary demon mask. Ren wakes up and that whole memory plays out in her dreams often. Ren remembers Nomura and their accidental kiss and gets upset again. Suddenly, Ren feels that someone is coming, so she puts on her mask and goes to grab her sword. Nomura barges through the window as he was forced to visit her and bring her cakes by the other girls. Nomura then tells Ren that he didn't realize how beautiful she was under that mask and that it was really awesome that he got to kiss her. This confuses Ren as she doesn't know how to deal with his advances. Nomura then tries to get Ren to give him a permit so that he can leave the school grounds. She gets angry, but Nomura suggests that maybe a bit more kissing could be a fair trade for the permit. Ren gets a fever from all her feelings and passes out onto the bed. Mozunono catches Nomura in Ren's room and attacks him immediately. While running away from her, Nomura is met with Choka, who also wants to challenge him to a duel. She thinks she can make him be her servant. Mozunono also arrives at the scene and the two girls start arguing. After they stop arguing, both Choka and Mozunono prepare to fight Nomura at the same time. Nearby students watch to see what will happen. Mozunono unleashes a swift attack, but Nomura manages to block it. But Choka then hits him with her deadly whip. Nomura gets hit pretty badly, but is still in the fight. It's revealed that this type of punishment is a regular occurrence at the academy, and usually it breaks the male students. Two girls use their weapon to punish a student, and the only person who has made it through the punishment is Amou, the empress of the academy. The fight continues, but as it goes on, it becomes obvious that Mozunono and Choka don't have good teamwork and often attack attack each other instead of their opponent. Mizunono uses her special water force move, and Choka also attacks at the same time. Nomura, figuring out their weakness, uses Choka's whip to tangle Mizunono. Basically, both the girls defeat each other. Nomura uses his special move on Mizunono and finally ends the duel. Nomura goes back to the boys' dormitory and is angry at himself for failing to find the certificates so that he can leave the academy grounds. Suddenly, Ren shows up and gives him the certificate. This leaves Nomura confused but happy. Later, Ren finds out about Nomura's duel with Mizunono and she gets angry and faints once more. Mary's punishing Choka and swearing to get revenge on Nomura. The next day at school, Nomura goes to class and sees Ren standing in front of him really angry. Ren decides that from now on, she will be Nomura's supervisor in the school. Because he caused that mess in the girls' dorm and also fought Mizunono and Choka, Ren is now Nomura's superior, which means everything he does must be under her supervision. Mary Kikukujo has decided that Nomura has done enough damage, so she plans her attack. The next day, Mary tries to attack Nomura, but Ren holds her back. Nomura is unfortunately still in trouble, and Choka comes after him as a way to avenge the last duel they had. After the situation gets resolved, Nomura is called to talk to the Empress Amou. He's been causing trouble at the academy, so she wants to talk to him. When Nomura goes to meet the Empress, it's revealed that he knew her before he began going to the academy. Because Nomura is becoming a problem to the hierarchy of the academy, he's now assigned two supervisors, both Ren and Mary. At first, the two girls don't like that they have to work together, but accept it eventually. Nomura is fine with the situation, as he's getting closer with the girls. As time passes, other students start to notice that the girls are less supervising Nomura and keeping him in line, but are more flirting with him a lot of the time. This gets the attention of Warabi Hanasaka, the true leader of the Supreme Five Swords and its oldest member. She realizes that Ren and Mary have lost sight of the true mission, so Warabi prepares a trap for them as a way of teaching them a lesson. Nomura, Mary, and Ren are all forced to compete in a special event that will be held on Bloodsport Day. The event is the 13th Warabimpics. The day of the event arrives, and Ren and Mary have to face another warrior in combat. They manage to hold their own, but now it's Nomura's turn, and he has a much more difficult challenge. He has to fight a giant bear. Nomura is not one to step down from a challenge, so using his wrestling moves, he manages to dominate the bear. The Warabimpics are over, and Nomura and the girls have won. This angers Warabi, and she decides to take drastic measures. Warabi sets up a trap and invites Nomura up to the rooftop so that she can give him his certificate. Warabi, Kyoubou, and some of her other followers attack Nomura, but he's joined by Ren and Mary. Together with the girls, Nomura manages to defeat Warabi and her allies in battle. Time passes on at the academy, and Nomura's life has gotten a bit easier. Since he's shown his strength during the Warabimpics, it seems that the girls respect him more. Some girls who previously thought of him as just a plain boy now even like him. Nomura now enjoys his newfound popularity, with even his smallest actions causing people to cheer him on. While Nomura has fun with his new fame, he doesn't really care. He does notice that Mary and Ren seem to dislike all the attention he's getting from the other girls at the school. One morning, this goes terribly wrong as Ren and Mary check Nomura's bag, and then something falls out of it. A scandalous picture of Nomura with one of the warriors called Satori. To prove his innocence and to get back the trust of Ren and Mary, Nomura joins forces with Warabi. The two of them travel to the girls' dormitory to find evidence to clear Nomura's name, but suddenly they're faced with several masked girls and Satori herself. That's the first part of the recap of Armed Girls Machiavellism. As usual, we'll bring the second part of this soon, so make sure to stay subscribed for more updates and more anime recaps like this. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like to support us. That's it for today, anime fans, and I'll see you all in the next video.